Hello, and thank you so much for joining us. My name is Lauren, and today we are going to be reacting to the Harry Potter skirmishes here on Chicago Plays. We are also live daily on Twitch, and in fact, if this video is less than 3 hours old, we are currently streaming live at Chicago Plays. The link is in the description below. Make sure that you like and subscribe to this and our other videos on this channel. And thus, without further ado, we shall be reacting to the Harry Potter skirmishes by the Internet Historian. Here we go.
Hey guys, Internet Historian 66420 Productions here. Before I give you another mediocre video, here's an ad for Heroes of the Spire. Play it on your phone, borrow your friend's phone, and play it on the toilet.
Sure, do all of that. I don't know, I'm not...
Wow, hey, are you playing
They're not giving me any money.
Excuse me?
You can do what you
That's
want
a
with
yes. Build a team. 400 is too many. Excuse me, sir. Can you please turn off your electronic... No, I'm playing Heroes of the Spire. Oh, sorry, sir. My mistake. It got a 4.5 out of 5 on Google. How bad can it be?
You
can play as this guy.
Harry Potter
Oops, I should have
fighting.
blurred out his nipples. To see the uncensored version, you'll have to download the game. EA was not involved at all. It even has a Reddit. Don't worry about that. Download lines by my links to get $50,000 50.
Never worry about
Reddit.
Reddit. Okay. Got Big Ben. I think it's actually called Elizabeth Tower, and Ben's the bell.
It's me, J.K. Rowling. You know me from the series that inspired the Harry Potter erotica, and the ghostwriter for Tyler Oakley's autobiography. But I have another tale.
Is that true? Okay. Sure.
Tale to weave for you today, and it's about spoilers. Flashback. 2005. My 6th book is coming out soon. The kids are excited. The parents are misguided, and the hype is building.
Ooh.
But the popularity of the series also had some unintended effects. It gave rise to 4 nefarious groups, houses if you will. The first, the bootleggers, making and selling knockoff merch, as well as knockoff books.
All right, that sounds interesting. Okay, I had no idea what this was going to be going into it. I kind of thought maybe it was going to be a little bit more about, you know, how people would just get into either fights at the bookstores over these books or, you know, some of the more religious rights got real uptight about these books. I came from a family with which I was not allowed to read the Harry Potter books. Right around after the 3rd one came out, it became known in my family that Harry Potter was evil or something, so I wasn't allowed to read them anymore. But I was 10 and invested, and so I made sure that my friends would, like, read passages to me and tell me what was going on, and I managed to get permission to watch the movies from my dad. Thank you, Dad. And I never read them. I did not read them until many years later after I was finally allowed, but anyway, that's what I thought this was going to be a little bit more about.
The second, the gamblers. Thousands of individuals betting hundreds of thousands of dollars on the outcome of the story. Who would die next?
Really?
Who would Harry hook up with? And the third group, the thieves. One of them stole an early copy of the book and tried to sell it to the Sun newspaper for £50,000. This was getting serious.
I had no idea that had happened. I mean, again, I wasn't supposed to be following Harry Potter too much, so I guess maybe that had something to do with my complete and utter lack of knowledge about this entire situation. I mean, everyone knows about bootleggers, that kind of thing always happens. I had no idea people were making bets. I had no idea that someone stole the book.
So the publishers started ramping up security. They put GPS trackers on all the pallets. Guards were stationed 24 hours a day. No one outside of a very small group was allowed to get their hands on the book. But despite the extra efforts, there was a leak.
Uh-oh.
Which brings us to that 4th group, the Spoy Boys. They didn't care about money. All they wanted was to ruin the fun. You probably know these 3 magic words. Snape kills Dumbledore.
Oh.
The spoiler started on a few small forums and quickly spread everywhere, and then it went from online to RL. Teens were taking to their moms' minivans and heading out to bookstores where queues to buy the Half-Blood Prince were stretched around the block.
Snape kills Dumbledore! Hey, Okay. Snape kills Dumbledore.
Yeah, why would you do that? Oh, that's so mean. I do actually kind of remember people spoiling that and people being very upset about it. But again, I wasn't currently reading the books. I was following along with the story, but it was less of an emotional investment for me than I know it was for a lot of my friends. But I do remember people screaming that and putting it on shirts, actually, now that I think about it.
But that wasn't all. They started printing custom shirts.
Ah, shirts, see?
Posters. Even car enthusiasts were getting in on the action. Spoilers, get it? But worst hit of all were the sacred Potter forums. People were making accounts there and posting spoilers in every thread. I couldn't bear to watch. But there was an even bigger
Is
event.
J.K.
on the
Rowling
horizon.
upset by something?
The final book in the series. And this would contain the greatest spoilers of all. Fast forward to 2007. It's getting worse. There's now a fifth group, journalists, who are rummaging through my trash looking for scraps of paper.
Oh,
We started
God.
taking it very seriously. More GPS trackers, more guards. We made fake endings.
Okay.
We even got the GCHQ involved to conduct surveillance on some of those first three groups.
Gotham City
We did
headquarters?
everything we possibly could.
I don't know what
for my
GCHQ
precious
means.
book. And yet,
Spoilers?
the retailer deepdiscount.com sent the bloody thing out to customers a week early. And the Spoy Boys were more prepared and organized than ever.
Uh-oh. And we all know that J.K. Rowling loves suing people. I hope she doesn't sue me. Allegedly. This is all allegedly. She allegedly likes to sue people. Apparently. So I've heard. But it's alleged.
July 18th. They called it P-Day. Because they're not that creative.
Yeah, apparently not.
Attacks on the shores of the United States.
Harry's a Horcrux. Dobby dies, Tonks dies, Moody dies. Dies for Harry because Snape likes Harry's mom. Malfoy lives, actually.
He is so dead right now.
It's ruined some lives.
Why? Oh, see, no one would believe that.
Attacks in the streets of London.
Attention, children. Voldemort killed Snape.
Snape dies for Harry! Fred Weasley died in 637.
Yeah, get out. Get him out of there.
And everywhere else, too. World of Warcraft, Furcadia, more shirts, posters with bold
Y'all have
font,
nothing better to do with
more
your
cars,
lives?
even a shitty cake.
These people who did this.
A few people even made a massive banner and hung it over the motorway
The people who did that are the people who like unironically want to be the Joker.
to ruin it for morning commuters. They were stopped by police, thankfully. But the hardest hit of all, again, was the sacred Potter forums. 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, someone managed to get access to the site admin. They wrote a message with every single spoiler in it,
Super rude.
set recipients to all, and hit send.
Oh my god.
Everyone registered to the site. Thousands of the most dedicated fans
You've got mail.
received the email. The only thing
So
they
sad.
could do was temporarily close down the forum. And that brings us to why I'm telling you all this. Because there were always supposed to be 8 books in the series. And now you'll never get to read the final installment. Harry Potter and the unbelievable plot twists that changed everything.
Okay.
Because you couldn't keep your mouths shut.
Oh no.
Now, if you'll excuse me, it's tea time at my private moon castle.
See, she should have taken a page out of the book of Stephen Moffat, who at a Comic-Con showed, I think, clips of Sherlock. Like he showed the first episode of like season 4, I think, of Sherlock, or season 3. Might have been Doctor Who. Either way, Stephen Moffat showed an episode at Comic-Con of one of his most popular shows at the time, and told everybody that if they talked about it, it would never be released. And nobody talked about it. No one said who was at that Comic-Con. There was no spoilers. And believe me, I was not at that Comic-Con. I looked for spoilers. There were none. Nothing ever escaped that freaking room. So she had just like told people this potential thing. I don't know if it's true or not, but like you have to like tell your audience sometimes that there's going to be actual consequences. And again, it seems like these spoy boys that these guys talking don't care about consequences. But if you make it seem like there's extra parts to the story and how you're like it kind of takes the fun out of spoiling something if you don't know if it's true.
Toodaloo.
3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
Speaking of Doctor Who, what the is that? Is she going back to her planet, allegedly? Where's... Okay. I'm waiting to see if there's like a point. No, there was not. There was no point. That was it. That was everything. We are donezo with that video. Fantastic. All right. So yeah, like that was interesting. I did not know a lot about that. And I tend to pride myself on knowing a lot about Harry Potter in general, especially these days now that I've had time to read them. And I have, and seen the movies. And I usually think of myself as knowing a lot about it, kind of a lot about the history of it. But that was interesting. I did not know quite how ridiculous it got. I had no idea that they had like guards and trying to ship. That's a lot. That is wild. Again, knowing that apparently the Star Kid Productions kids in college got like a cease and desist letter from them and her lawyers saying that they couldn't do their fan-made musical if they were going to make money on it. Like I'm not surprised, but fair enough. Personal property, intellectual property, it's important. And I mean, look, if you're going to be, don't be that person who spoils things for everybody. All right, like find your fun elsewhere. Like in a way that's not going to emotionally damage somebody. Throw an egg at a tree. Like it's probably bad. You probably shouldn't do that. I shouldn't advocate that. Just there are ways to get your kicks without traumatizing thousands of people. In general. In any case, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure that you like and subscribe and check out our other videos, and we will see you next time. Also, if you live in Chicago, make sure that you come and see the Chicago Underground Film Festival. It's at the end of July. You can find more information on that at cuff.org. Thank you all again. Enjoy the rest of your day.